Cool, that's great. So there's been a number of questions kind of come through about this, and I've answered a few of them in the chat and said we will come back to it. But ultimately, the way that you register your learners within the system, potentially either by an individual route or by an EDI file where you kind of bulk register learners into the system, doesn't natively carry or require the need for an email address to be done as part of that registration process. But for us to issue a credential to an individual, that email address is the key identifier that we need. And so there is a bulk upload process that can happen. So once you've enrolled your learners within the system, you can either go through on a one-by-one basis if you're dealing with kind of small learner numbers and manually edit the registration detail for that individual and add an email address in. Or if you get in touch with us, we can send you across kind of template files and user guides on how to bulk upload email addresses into the system, and that would allow you essentially to do it en masse. So you can upload kind of hundreds up to 1,000 learners into the system, and their email address is matching it to their enrollment number. And one of the questions that came in was, how does this apply to learners that have already been certified? Can we apply this in a retrospective state? And ultimately, kind of the answer is yes, we can. So once those email addresses are in the system, if a learner has not been certified, at the point of certification, they will fall into what we kind of call our BAU, our kind of normal issuing processes, and they will receive their credentials once they have been certified. If, however, you're going, right, well, I've got some learners from 2 years ago, but I want to get their email addresses in the system and I want to issue them credentials, as long as you're kind of communicating that process with us, so that's the concept there, that DC service team at cityandguilds.com. Once you've enrolled, once you've added those email addresses to those enrollment numbers, you can request that we pull a retrospective issuing file. And essentially what that means is we'll go back 2, 3, 4, however many years you require us to pull that retrospective data out of the system and issue those credentials to learners that have already been certified previously. And so that process can kind of run side by side. And again, because they're ad hoc reports, as long as there is communication between you and us, we can get those kind of files issued and pushed out. But if you want any more information on that bulk upload process, just get in touch with DC Service Team at cityandguilds.com, and we've got template files and we've got kind of a user guide that will be able to step you through that journey and how that works.